In recent years, the concept of designer babies has leaped from the pages of science fiction into the realm of reality, fueled by advancements in genetic engineering and technologies such as CRISPR. Humanity is now faced with the possibility of customizing the genetic makeup of future generations. Designer babies, or genetically modified children, represent a groundbreaking frontier in biotechnology. This innovation offers the potential to eradicate hereditary diseases, enhance physical and intellectual abilities, and even influence traits such as appearance and lifespan. However, it also sparks heated ethical debates, societal concerns, and questions about its long-term impact on humanity. The rise of designer babies, ethics, technology, and the future of genetic engineering. This video explores the science behind designer babies, the associated ethical dilemmas, and how this phenomenon could reshape society in profound ways. So, what are designer babies? A designer baby refers to a child whose genetic makeup has been selected or altered to include specific traits. This process is carried out using advanced genetic technologies, primarily in vitro fertilization, also known as IVF, combined with genetic engineering methods. Two primary approaches are used in creating designer babies. Number one, pre-implantation, genetic diagnosis, also known as PGD. PGD screens embryos for genetic diseases or desired traits before implantation. This process allows parents to choose embryos free from hereditary conditions such as cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia. Number two, CRISPR gene editing. And this CRISPR in particular is spelled CRISPR. Technology enables precise alterations of DNA sequences. Scientists can add, delete, or replace sections of DNA to remove harmful mutations or introduce favorable traits. While the initial application of these technologies focused on disease prevention, the potential to enhance intelligence, athleticism, or physical appearance is becoming a reality. Scientific advancements driving designer babies. The development of CRISPR and related genetic tools has been a game changer in the realm of genetic engineering. Key milestones include the discovery of CRISPR. Case 9. This revolutionary tool allows scientists to edit genes with precision, efficiency, and relative affordability compared to older methods. Gene sequencing technology, or gene sequencing technology. Rapid advancements in sequencing have drastically reduced costs, making genome mapping accessible to more people. Or gene therapy applications. Researchers have successfully used genetic editing to treat diseases in embryos, paving the way for preventative applications. These breakthroughs have fueled optimism for combating genetic diseases like Huntington's disease, muscular dystrophy, or muscular dystrophy, and even cancer. But they also raise questions about unintended consequences and ethical boundaries. The ethical debate. Is genetic customization morally justifiable? The idea of designer babies is laden with ethical dilemmas. Critics argue that modifying human embryos or embryos opens a Pandora's box of societal and moral complications, including equity and access. Genetic engineering is expensive, potentially creating a divide between those who can afford enhancements and those who cannot. This could exacerbate existing inequalities, giving rise to a genetically privileged elite. Number 2, loss of genetic diversity. Customizing genetic traits might lead to homogenization, reducing diversity and increasing vulnerability to diseases or environmental changes. Eugenics concerns. Critics fear that designer babies could revive eugenics movements by prioritizing traits deemed superior and stigmatizing natural genetic variations. Number 4, unforeseen consequences. The long-term effects of genetic editing are unknown. Alterations may have unintended side effects that could manifest in future generations. Number 5, playing God. Many religious and cultural groups oppose genetic modification on moral grounds, viewing it as an unnatural interference with life. Despite these concerns, proponents highlight the transformative potential of designer babies, particularly in reducing human suffering and improving quality of life. Real-world cases, designer babies in action. The first known case of designer babies occurred in 2018 when Chinese scientists He Jiankui used CRISPR technology to edit the genes of twin girls. His goal was to make them resistant to HIV. While this experiment sparked outrage and led to his imprisonment, it also demonstrated the feasibility of editing human embryos. Other notable developments include ongoing clinical trials. Several research groups are exploring genetic editing to prevent hereditary diseases like beta thalassemia, and sickle cell anemia. Petition for regulatory frameworks. Countries like the UK have established guidelines for genetic engineering in embryos, primarily for medical purposes. These cases underscore the need for robust international regulations to balance innovation with ethical considerations. Designer babies and societal implications. The widespread adoption of designer baby technology could have profound societal implications. Number 1, health revolution. Genetic editing could drastically reduce the prevalence of genetic disorders, leading to healthier populations and lower healthcare costs. Number 2, education and workforce. Enhanced cognitive abilities in genetically modified individuals could reshape education systems and job markets, raising questions about fairness and competition. Number 3, cultural shifts. Preferences for specific traits could influence societal standards of beauty, intelligence, and success, altering cultural norms and values. Number 4, legal and ethical frameworks. Policymakers will need to address complex issues such as intellectual property rights over genetic modifications and liability for unforeseen consequences. The future of designer babies. The future of designer babies hinges on balancing technological compatibilities with ethical considerations. The future of designer babies hinges on balancing technological capabilities with ethical considerations. Possible scenarios include medical applications dominate. If tightly regulated, genetic editing may primarily be used to prevent diseases, avoiding controversial applications like trait enhancement. Widespread enhancement. In a more permissive regulatory environment, genetic enhancements could become commonplace, leading to significant societal shifts. Global disparities. Unequal access to genetic technologies could exacerbate existing inequalities, leading to a polarized society. Biological arms race. Nations may compete to produce genetically superior citizens, potentially leading to geopolitical tensions. Ultimately, the trajectory of designer babies will depend on global cooperation, public engagement, and ethical leadership. Designer babies represent a technological milestone with the potential to reshape humanity. Designer babies represent a technological milestone with the potential to reshape humanity. While the promise of eradicating genetic diseases and enhancing human capabilities is enticing, the ethical and societal implications are immense. The challenge lies in navigating this uncharted territory responsibly. As we stand on the brink of this genetic revolution, it is crucial to foster informed public discourse, develop robust ethical frameworks, and prioritize equity and inclusivity. Only by doing so can we harness the full potential of designer babies while safeguarding humanity's future. This is Awesome Will here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and also be sure to turn on the notification bell so you will be informed each time that we upload a new video. I have just covered for you the rise of designer babies, ethics, technology, and the future of genetic engineering. Thank you kindly for watching and enjoy.